Hi. Okay, I am filming. This is Coach Brenda of EssenceCoaches.com, and today is day one. Even though the date is Saturday, I don't remember if it's the 10th or the 11th, but it's November. And I was watching a friend of mine last night who inspired me to go on a 31 days of vlogging. And yes, that was vlogging with a V, video blogging, vlogging, a term new to me as of last night. So here I am, the next night, about 24 hours later, starting on my own day one of video blogging, vlogging. So the reason I wanted to do this is, I guess because I prefer vlogging to blogging. All right. So what I wanted to do was I wanted to take this time and use it as a place to inspire and encourage people into action in their own lives. Because for me, what it's about is aspiring to your heart's desire, to the reality of your dreams becoming your rich life experience. And so part of that for me is why it took me a whole almost 24 hours to begin my day one. Because earlier today I was at my son's championship first football season award ceremony. And his team won the first place. And it was so very exciting for us. There are some technicalities which I could go into, but I wanted to keep it kind of short and sweet. But now that I raised the curiosity of the question, I guess I'll go ahead and expand upon it. The technicalities were that his team did win due to a forfeit. So by default, they won. But they wouldn't have been in the championship except for the fact that they won all of their games except one. And I think they lost that one by 1 point. It might have been 2, so it was really close. And the last game that they played, which was last weekend, was a stellar game. My gosh. Okay, here I'm capping myself, my own natural essence. I'm not allowing it to come out because what I really wanted to say was, oh my God, was it stellar. We had so much fun. There were 2 passes by a 6th grader that were received by our receiver, another 6th grader, that were long and just beautiful. We were on our feet because they also led to touchdowns, and we were on our feet cheering it before the catch actually came through because we could just see it happening, and it was so exciting. So we totally have victory to celebrate. And I don't think I'm the only one who feels this way, but the games have been at least 2-hour games, maybe a little more. I think there's 4 10-minute quarters, so that would make for 40 minutes and a halftime. But with all the stops of the clock, we end up being there at least 2, and sometimes a little longer, hours. And so we would have been there for a really long time had we also had the party to do. So instead of having the football game, we got to do the party, and the party did take a little longer, but this time it wasn't at a pizza place because, well, I got to arrange it, and me being, it was for my 6th child, and I could just tell you, gosh darn it, I didn't want to go to a pizza joint, and I didn't know the area. So I just chose a place that I knew would be big enough to house us, and I wanted an old-fashioned ice cream parlor like a Farrell's, but they don't seem to exist anymore, and nothing has seemed to have taken its place. So my cat has come to check out my yogurt, which I'll be enjoying after this. So I picked a place where they could have dessert, appetizers, or a meal, because it was also an off time during the day. And so the boys were sitting there at the table. There's like 17 to 20 of them, and they looked like little princes. The table was long, and they took up a whole, side of it, and it was like knights at a round table, only of course it wasn't a round table, it was a rectangular table. So it was a time of festivity, and they were just aglow. And for me to be witnessing that as one of their mothers, and knowing so many of them the way I do, because a chunk of the team has been in school with my son since kindergarten, and they're now in 5th grade, and some of the 6th graders I've seen over these years, but not had the privilege of my son enjoying the same sport with them on the same team. So that was a new experience and nice. And so I just wanted to encourage you to say, what is something that you have been wanting to start or do in your life where you have been capping yourself for whatever reason and just have not gone with it? And even if it's something like learning to tackle somebody, because even on the football field, you got to go for it. And if you don't know how to go for the tackle to get the man down, you're not going to be a strong defensive player on your team. But here's where I feel like things can get murky, because some people don't want any aggression to be built up in their kids. Some people seem to only want aggression built up in their kids. And what I'm talking about is being assertive, going for it. You know your job, and you are there doing it, and you're doing it to the best of your ability. And that brings me to the point of what one of the coach dads brought up tonight was, as he was coaching the boys, he told them what to do, and he goes, "Can you do it?" And he goes, "I'll try." And then that led to the discussion of, well, you're either going to do it or you're not. So which is it? "Okay, coach, I'll do it." And there you go. And when you've got the job of the tackle, your team wants to be there, wants to know they can count on you. So if you have wanted to try something that might seem a little scary, or that somebody else might have a problem with, because it might be something like going for the tackle, I just want to say, find a way to be comfortable with it within yourself and go for it. Okay, so I think that's enough. Probably too much. But hey, it's day 1. I get to learn from here. Okay, so this is Coach Brenda signing out for day 1 of vlogging.